Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to share my motorcycle packing list. I have been asked this question many times by both motorcyclists as well as non-motorcyclists. Actually, my non-motorcyclist friends and followers are more surprised. How do I carry 10-day worth of stuff on a motorcycle? So this video is to help you satisfy some of that curiosity as well as help the fellow adventure travelers who want to compare their packing list with my packing list. I will tailor my list for a 10-day motorcycle ride, international motorcycle ride. And the premise there is that I am traveling abroad and renting a motorcycle there. I'm not taking my motorcycle there. It's too much of a hassle to ship your motorcycle. So I found it very easy to just go someplace and rent a motorcycle. So with that in mind, let's dive deeper into the list. I will divide my list into three broader categories. One being the motorcycle gear. Second, your personal items, clothing, toiletries, etc. Maybe we'll throw electronics in that as well. And lastly, the motorcycle. What you need to take for the motorcycle. So let's start with the riding. So what do I pack in my motorcycle riding gear? First, let's start with the motorcycle boots. Then, of course, I have my Gore-Tex riding gear. I will share a little more features and talk a little more about this riding gear. This suit is a 3-layer suit. It has thermal layer, rain layer, and of course the outer shell with the CE protection gear. I really like this jacket, both the entire suit, because it's very good for all weather riding. As you can see here, I have a front layer that zips up, or you can open it up for ventilation when you're riding in the hot weather. This piece comes down, you tuck it in, and it becomes almost like a mesh jacket, as well as the entire back comes off. And of course, you want to take rain gear, and for me, what I do is I simply take this internal waterproof layer, and I found it also very useful when the evenings the weather starts to cool down. You can simply put this layer on and you don't need anything more. It blocks the wind and the cold from the outside. Similarly, my pants also have flaps that open up, and you can pull it up, and it becomes a little bit of like a mesh jacket. Speaking of rain gear, I have my boots. They are also perforated, so good for hot weather riding. And I will carry the boot covers, the rain covers, with me, and that, if it starts raining, goes on top of the boots. Then I have 2 pairs of gloves. First, my summer gloves. These are again perforated. They're good for hot weather. And I will take the rain gloves. And lastly, I have my AirVest. Of course, I don't compromise on the safety gear. I do have a question, maybe for the community can help me answer that, whether this AirVest should be carried onto the plane or should it be checked into the check-in bag. The reason for that question is this has compressed air cartridges as well as a lithium battery. And of course, as we all know, the airlines don't like lithium batteries on board, so as well as the compressed cartridges. So then the question becomes like, should it be checked in or should it be taken on the plane with you? I have been pretty much checking in my check-in bag and shipping it that way. Of course, I'll put this jacket into the shipping mode so that it accidentally does not inflate. And helmet. Of course, I have a nice helmet with a Sena communication system attached and everything. I don't like to check that in. I take that with me as a personal carry-on item. Airlines do not mind you carrying this, even though it does not fit underneath the seat. But most people are very accommodating. And also, it's a great conversation starter. I've made so many friends on the plane flying. People will they will see the helmet and they want to talk to you. They'll ask, where are you going? What are you doing? What are your plans? So it's a great conversation starter. So this goes in with me on the plane as a personal item. And then, of course, all of my clothing and all other items go into this carry-on bag. Now, I will touch a little bit on that. But let's pack these things and show you how this all looks like. Now moving on to some of the additional items, I also like to carry a camelback with me. I will usually put it on top of my riding gear, and it is good to have water handy with you. You will find yourself often not drinking enough, especially in hot weather. You want to make sure that you stay hydrated, otherwise by the time evening comes, you have a headache and your next day's ride is ruined. And this will also go into my check-in bag. Now time to go into second category, which is the personal items. Here's my general rule of packing. Be minimalist, and second, pack everything as compact as possible. So with that in mind, you want to make sure that you're just taking just absolutely necessary things. This bag also is a dual-purpose bag. Of course, I will take that with me on the plane. I have noticed that sometimes when you go abroad and rent a motorcycle, even though you ask, do you have a carry-on capacity? And they will say, yes, they have a carry-on case. And you get there, and it is a very small case. You cannot fit all of your personal belongings into that case. So this bag is very handy that these straps come off. You can tuck them in. Zip that up. Now I don't have any long loose ends that could get tangled into the motorcycle. So this could be sometimes as has happened that once this was my only luggage item that I carried my 10-day worth of things. Or it could be, can you attach it to whatever the carry-on case that they have on the motorcycle. Speaking of that, a lot of folks will carry bungee cords with them. I like these metal strap. What I like about these guys is that once you put them on, they stay in place. Bungee cords have slack in them, and your luggage will move out with vibrations, jumps, or bumps, rather not jumps. It will shake off, and sometimes you will have your stuff hanging on one side. But these things, once you tighten them, they stay in place. So I will carry about 4 of these, because there are times you will notice that you cannot, there's not enough space to put the single strap to go around. You don't want to carry too many very long straps either. So I will tie a couple of these together and it goes around the motorcycle wherever you need to go. Next, the personal items. Like I said, it's a 10-day motorcycle trip. So I want to create a benchmark that halfway in the trip I am going to be worn. Whether that is on the 5th day or 6th day. So for a 10-day trip, I will carry 6 pairs of everything. So that means 6 pairs of socks, 6 pairs of underwear, 6 t-shirts, and I will take 1 light pants, the hiking pants. They are very convenient in the sense that you can roll them up and they become very thin and compact in size, and of course good for summer hiking or anywhere hot. Similarly, I may swap a couple of t-shirts with my fishing gear shirts. Of course, long sleeve shirts, and you don't have to then worry about putting sunscreen all over your body. Next, I will carry a pair of sandals with me. Of course, as I'm traveling, I will have these boots as well. These ones or something similar. So they could be your evening wear, or if you happen to go hiking, you can use that for that purpose as well. But I like to carry sandals with me, waterproof sandals, because you can walk into a shower with them and not have to worry about getting all wet. I have done it that I'll go buy flip-flops wherever I'm going, but to optimize your time, you'd be surprised how many times you don't find the shops or you don't know the locale and you have to go out of the way just to find these things. And speaking of that, I'll touch on two similar additional items that I recommend that you pack it with you. One being sunscreen and second bug repellent. They might be available everywhere you go, but you'll be surprised how much time you end up wasting looking for a shop that might carry something like that. Or sometimes, they just don't have it all together. So save yourself the agony, pack those two things ahead of time. Then of course, pack yourself some shorts. That could be swimming shorts or multi-purpose shorts. Hat. I typically carry one of these rim hats, and then these hats you don't have to worry about the shape, and they're very compact as well. And of course, one of my favorite items is this neck gaiter. If you happen to be in a hot place, you can wet this gaiter, and this will cool you down. It's really helpful. Also, of course, protect you from the sun. And also, I've noticed that if the windshield on your motorcycle that you rented is not very tall, by the evening you will have a lot of bugs hitting you on your neck, and you might have your neck bruised up by the evening time. So this thing will protect you from that. Some additional tips. I like to carry Ziploc bags. I will carry these small Ziploc bags, and all of my toiletry goes in there. So what do I carry in my toiletry? Of course, my shaving kit, the shaving cream and razor, toothbrush, toothpaste, and occasionally I might carry a lip balm or eye drops, something like that. Speaking of the toiletry, you may want to carry a small camping towel, those ones that are like really compact. And lastly, take your meds. Three things I would recommend. One is take some kind of aspirin, Tylenol, or anything against the headache. Second, take off-the-counter diarrhea pills. Something is just very common. It's not necessarily the food that you go eat. A lot of time it is the fact that you've been traveling, you took a long plane ride, and next day you start riding. Your body fatigue kicks in, and that you'd be surprised how many times that results into diarrhea. And of course, take some prescription diarrhea pills as well, in case things get a little severe. Just better to be prepared. It's the most common thing. And depending on where you're going, you may want to take malaria meds. So that's all goes into the medical items. So then another tip I would recommend is to carry these 1 gallon Ziploc bags. And of course, you put your toiletry, sunscreen, all those kind of things that could potentially leak in separate small Ziploc bags. But carry about 3 of these 1 gallon Ziploc bags. And you will notice that by the end of the evening, your socks are stinky as hell. And you don't want those sticky socks mixing into your clean clothes, otherwise everything will smell. So these Ziploc bags are very convenient. You put your socks in, squeeze it down as much as possible, and then make it compact, close it, goes back into your bag. So you can use that for your underwear, socks, and for t-shirts and other clothing gear. I typically like to carry these small bathroom trash bag. They are, I think, maybe 2.5 gallon or something like that, and they roll up to be really compact. They don't take a whole lot of space, but again, keeping your dirty laundry isolated. Take about 4 or 5 of these. They don't take much space. And I also like to carry a big trash bag as well. I'll take a couple of these, and why I recommend that is that one of the trip I didn't have a carry-on case, and I used this bag as my primary luggage carrier, and it is not waterproof. And I wish I had a trash bag at that time, and so you don't want to be at the time to go find a shop and try to buy trash bags. These again don't take a whole lot of space, so take a couple of these. You can put your bag in there, strap it back on, and you're good to go. Now let's talk a little bit about electronics. I know I carry recording gear, so that's a whole topic on its own, so I will not go into that. But make sure whatever electronics you are carrying, for example, your phone, so take your phone charger and create a list of items that you're carrying, and make sure that you have the charger, universal adapter, those type of things with you handy. Speaking of a phone, I will use my phone as a GPS if need be, so I will carry a phone mount with me. Moving on to now the motorcycle. As I said, I am renting a motorcycle abroad, and I asked them to make sure that what it comes with is own toolkit. Now I don't want to carry toolkits with me. And also I make sure that when I'm renting the motorcycle that they can provide me a spare motorcycle if the motorcycle breaks down. So depending on where you're going, you need to figure this out. Let's say if they were to deliver you a motorcycle, how long that's going to take. So I am not going to try to fix the motorcycle, rental motorcycle as I'm on the road. So no tools whatsoever other than whatever the tools that come with the motorcycle. And I have found that to be sufficient. Now you do need a tire patch kit. Of course, that's the most common problem all motorcyclists run into. And for that, I will take the tire patch kit, and I will take an air pump. This is a very compact air pump, and it acts as a dual purpose. One, of course, it's an air pump, and second, it is a power bank. So let's say one of your electronics is running low on power, you can use this as a spare power bank to charge up your devices. That is it. I mean, there's nothing more. I'm not carrying a whole lot of things for the motorcycle. Now lastly, I mentioned that I don't take the thermal layer of my suit. What I typically do is I'll take a puffer jacket, which I will wear on the plane, and that could be, if you need it in the evening, you can wear that jacket. If it gets very cold, I will wear that puffer jacket underneath my riding gear. So that acts as my thermal layer. And as you know, those jackets compact up very small, so they don't take a whole lot of space. You just stuff them in the pocket, and they're just very compact, very lightweight, and very warm. In addition, of course, I'm taking only one pair of jeans with me that I will be traveling with. So that is it. That is my entire 10-day worth of motorcycle ride packing list. If you have any additional suggestions, please let me know. I am learning as much as you are, and hopefully you found this list useful as you are going on to your adventures, and you learn new things, and please let me know as well. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao.